want all of our students to learn more about AAPI history in America, not only because there is a large Asian American population living in this community, but because we know there has been tremendous amount of sacrifices and contributions made in and for this country by Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders.
And I'm so excited to see everybody out here tonight. This is fantastic. So we welcome you. And my co-president and I are very happy to partner with the Great Neck Chinese Association. And thank you again to our administration, everybody who has made it possible for this evening. But we would be remiss if we didn't also recognize our teachers. This is Teacher Appreciation Week, so everybody who is here and who is not here, thank you so much for everything that you do for our children every day that goes well beyond curriculum.
I want to encourage you to learn your own history and to learn the histories of others. That is the only way that we are going to understand how we are walking through the path of becoming American together. And I really applaud the school district, the leadership, the teachers, the parents, and the whole community for starting on the journey towards implementing AAPI curriculum. And I hope to see you implementing curriculum with respect to other communities as well.
We're from the Museum of Chinese in America. Our mission is to preserve the history, culture, and art of Chinese Americans. Our core exhibit talks about the history of Chinese Americans from 1850s through 2010. And we also have a very special exhibit in Flushing right now at the Tangram Mall called Sour, Sweet, Bitter, Spicy, about Chinese food and chefs and regional cuisine. So we encourage you to stop by. We do field trips for K through 12 to learn about immigration experiences, customs and traditions. We do family festivals for Lunar New Year, Mid-Autumn Moon, Dragon Boat, so stuff for the whole entire family.
I think this is a very significant event. It gives our kids and parents a history about AAPI. I remember like over 150 years ago, the Chinese Exclusion Act caused tremendous damage, right? Not only to Chinese Americans, but also Asian American in general suffered over 100 years of discrimination. And I think that in order for us to learn from the history, we have to do education, because education is the best way to prevent hate. Another thing we need to do is that to have representation, because only if we Asian American come out to vote and to get involved in the political discourse, can we stamp out the hate. So I'm happy that I'm running for the Nassau County Legislator, and I hope that I will encourage more people to come out and to join me, fight hate, and be the master of this land.
Hi, my name is Joanne Chan. I'm a parent at Great Neck Public Schools, and I'm really proud today that we are having our first AAPI event at our schools, that we show all our children, and it doesn't matter if they're Chinese or not, that we have a history. American history, we are part of it, and I'm really proud of it.
Today I am here at Great Neck South High School, which is rolling out a wonderful AAPI curriculum from kindergarten all the way through high school. We are so proud and happy and excited about this new curriculum. I've gone through it all. It is so diverse and it's so thoughtful and thought-provoking. So we really want to give it up to the Great Neck School District, their superintendent, their entire teachers of Great Neck North and South for putting all of this together. And we can't wait for all of our kids to follow along in this wonderful new AAPI curriculum in which they can see themselves mirrored in history.
At South Middle School in Social Studies, all students are currently reading this book about Mulan, which coincides with the English department's book on fables. And so we think it's really important for the students to learn about this story, about Mulan and the struggle and the innocence and the battle of good versus evil. And in 7th grade, students read in American history, The Arrival, a story about Asian American immigration. It's important for us to understand that not all immigrants came from Western Europe, that there are many different ethnicities that make up the American experience. And we find this picture book to be a very powerful tool for students to experience the plight of an Asian American immigrant. And it's a very popular book in social studies in 7th grade. When students get to 8th grade, they read 2 books in social studies. The first book is They Called Us Enemy, about Japanese internment during World War II, written by a young boy who was in a Japanese internment camp. And it's a graphic novel of his experience and his struggle. And then finally, this brand new book came out last year called Rise. It takes a look at the cultural contributions of Asian Americans over the last 30 years and how it's been a struggle to get recognized in traditional media, but how steps have been taken and been made. In social studies, we believe that our students deserve to see themselves in the history that they learn. And it's very important for us that we do that. And so these are great opportunities for us under the umbrella of New York State curriculum to showcase some stories that resonate.
Yeah, I chose a number of our summer reading texts from the last few years. All 9th graders over the last few years have read Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. We've had for a number of years 11th graders in summer all 11th graders reading The Unwanted. The Rent Collector has been a text that we've had for a number of years in the 10th grade, and important discussions on identity and culture and getting to know ourselves and some of the challenges that we all face in terms of facing new questions and languages and what it means to be American while still holding on to your heritage. So a number of these texts have highlighted some of those questions.
I think it's really important that we incorporate AAPI history into our classrooms. I know a lot of my teachers are already doing it, and I know that there are being great efforts made. I think it'll really increase awareness, and it's just important for our classes to include this kind of education. You know, I learned about very prominent leaders in the movement for suffrage and all that. And I haven't learned about Asian American history. We learn and gain awareness of this because, you know, there have been a lot of recent attacks on our community. I think it's important that we learn and we teach about these kind of things to our students to improve awareness and help the next generation.
have worked with some of your elementary schools, the teachers, but we worked with them virtually to do professional development. And we also had some media literacy and librarians come to visit. But we would love to have your students visit because we have very special tours for different age groups.
As Dr. King said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. For all you children that are sitting here tonight, be proud of who you are. Be proud of your roots. Keep aspiring to become the person you want to be. And leave your marks in history along the way. Because your history is American history.